If you're looking for an amazing salty marine fragrance, one of my favorite Creed fragrances of all time, marine fragrances, aquatic fragrances, has to be Creed's Millésime Impérial. Now this fragrance absolutely, I don't know, it's fantastic. I mean, it is an oldie, but it's a goodie. This was dropped in 1995, but don't let that detour you, don't let that turn you off, because this is energizing, this is fresh. This is a very high-class marine, aquatic, salty, woody fragrance with fruits, a little bit of musk. It's one of my favorites. Let's get to the spray. Let's do some sprays here. We'll give one to the mic too. That's a $50 spray, buddy.
The notes are as follows: sea salt, fruity notes, Sicilian lemon, bergamot, iris, mandarin orange, sea notes, musk, and woody notes, and a bunch of extra seawater and the sweat of a young man who has a sailboat.
Right up top, you get hit with just the saltiness, and it's really good. You get citruses, I get lemon, and there's a very juicy orange note that just really stands out to me in this fragrance. There's also some slight florals that kind of pop through. It's not too much. I wouldn't call this a floral fragrance, but there's definitely some florals that just kind of lift the fragrance up and make it very nice and invigorating. Is that a word? And refreshing. So up top, you get blasted with that salty aquatic note, and the fruits come through with light florals. It's really good. As this fragrance starts to dry down a little bit, you know, you give it about 10, 20 minutes, you get a nice soft woodiness that comes through and a very clean musk. It's not an overpowering musk, but it's a very fresh, clean musk. I will say that the musk smells just a tad bit synthetic to my nose, almost like a little bit gluey or like papery, just, it's very faint. I mean, honestly, if you're not used to that, you're probably not gonna pick that out, but I get it. I get a very faint glue, almost paper-like synthetic musk. Now, I will say, if they use a real musk in this, a very luxurious natural musk, I would think that this would probably be one of the best aquatic fragrances ever. No joke, I mean, if you put a real good natural musk in this just turns this to the next level. It makes it probably one of the best fragrances of all time. But unfortunately, that natural musk is not in this, and it smells a little bit more synthetic, so it knocks it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know what kind of the vibe of this as it dries down, like just the overall smell of this, how can I describe it? It almost smells like if you're eating like slices of like salty melon, sitting by the ocean, like drinking glasses of ice crisp water with like juicy oranges and lemon in it. That's kind of what it's like. Yeah, so it's like slices of lemon sitting by the cold ocean in springtime, I may add, drinking splashes of lemon orange water. That's really good. You know, then someone runs up behind you and slaps you in the back of the head. Well, that's what would happen to me. That's not part of it. You know, I gotta do another. We're gonna do the little chest fro here. Look at that, and the arm again. It's so salty, it's so good. That fruity note just comes through. Very lemony, very juicy orange. I feel like the lemon and the orange note in this is just very creamy, not really vanillic per se, but they're just very smooth and creamy. And you know, honestly, this to me has one of the best aquatic sea notes of all time. If you're looking for like salty, citrusy, aquatic fragrances, this has one of the best notes in it of all time. And I don't know, you know, if you want to argue that, you know, just argue it down in the comments. Tell me why I'm wrong there. I'd love to read it. This fragrance definitely, I mean, to me it leans unisex. It's split right down the middle. This is a unisex fragrance, but I don't know, I feel like just the vibe of it overall is a little bit more masculine. Just a little bit. I mean, a woman can definitely wear this fragrance. I would love to smell this on a female. I feel like you'd give it just a little bit of a different vibe to it. But I mean, I don't know. It's very royal and luxurious either way. A guy would kill this, and a woman would rock it pretty effortlessly, in my opinion. One small thing that does bother me a little bit, and it's not gonna go into the full review of what I think of the fragrance, but it's kind of the bottle. I mean, this is a fingerprint magnet. Can you see this? This is a fingerprint magnet. I literally just cleaned this bottle before filming, and it's already full of fingerprints. And you know what else? I don't know, the cap. The cap, do you hear that? Listen to that. Very plastic sounding. I don't know, you know, for the price point, which we'll get into, I don't know, I'd expect a little bit higher quality from the bottle. And yes, this isn't a fake, it's a real one. I purchased it, it's a real one. Mortimer, is this a real one or did we get a fake, buddy?
Do believe me, brother, that bottle is purely fake. And how do I know? Because I sold it to you.
It's definitely perfect for, you know, warmer weather. I mean, spring and summer, this absolutely will just slay. It really will. Personally, I wouldn't wear this in the cooler months, but I mean, you know what, listen here, if it's really cold and you don't want to wear something heavy and, you know, spicy and boozy, this might be refreshing on a really cold, warm day. Does that make sense? You know, like you're driving to work and it's super cold, but it's hot as shit in your car because you got the heat on 80. This will work then. One of the best things about this fragrance is the versatility of this. I mean, it's really good. I mean, you could wear this to the office. It will thrive. You can wear this on date nights. It'll probably slay. In the gym, it'd be a good gym fragrance. You could even wear it at school. I mean, I think it's just the versatility of this is really good. It can be worn anywhere. It's very pleasant. It's very uplifting. It's very luxurious. It's very high class and clean smelling, very fresh. And I feel like most people like that, and you will get compliments from wearing this. I mean, I get compliments, you know, and I'm not into the whole like compliment beast thing, but I mean, this one is very pleasant that I can't see anybody disliking the smell of it. You're not gonna offend anybody with this. If anything, you're gonna get compliments. Or someone that's like,
that smells really good.
so who would wear something like this? Who is the perfect person that I can see wearing this? You know who wears this? A super rich guy that owns a sailboat, and he also teaches tennis, and he's literally about to steal your girlfriend or wife. That's like the vibe this gives off. Or turn it the other way around, and it's a beautiful woman that owns a sailboat that teaches tennis that's also about to steal your girlfriend or wife. I don't know, I mean, hopefully not mine. You know, these fingerprints, bro. There we go. Look pretty as a picture. And also real quick, I want to give you a secret layering combo that I stumbled upon. It might not just be just me. It doesn't even, it might not be my original, oh my God. It might not be my original idea, but what I found out is if you do like 15 to 20 sprays of this, and you do one good spray, maybe two of Creed Aventus, I don't know, it's a match made in heaven. It's absolutely phenomenal. It really is. It's amazing. I'm also noticing about 6,000% of you are not subscribed to my channel. I don't know if it's that high a percentage. It's pretty high of a percentage. Can you hear that? It's pretty high of a percentage. Maybe not 6,000, but make sure. You know what? Don't even subscribe, honestly. Now, I know everything so far sounded great and amazing, which it really was, and everything I talked about, I truly believe. But you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There are some cons to this fragrance, all right? There are some major cons to this fragrance, which does give it some hate, or people give it hate. But you know, I do agree a little bit, but I think the smell of this and how good this smells overcomes those cons. So the first one is the performance of this fragrance, the projection and the longevity. Now, I will say, the longevity of this, how long does it last? It's not too bad, it's pretty moderate. I mean, 4 to 6 hours, you can smell it on clothes. The problem of this is the projection, right? And not even the projection, but just like the potency of this fragrance. I would say it's like very soft. It's like, when you first spray it, it's nice, very moderate, but it goes to a skin scent. It gets very, I don't wanna say weak, but it gets very soft. And I don't know, it's one of those things where like people might not smell you if you walk by. You cannot do 3 to 4 sprays of this and walk by, I don't think they're gonna smell you. You know, you have to do like 20. But if you do 3 to 4 sprays of this and you hug somebody or get close to them, then they'll smell you. So people find that as a huge con. Why is that? Some people like softer fragrances. Some people don't want beast mode fragrances. You want something a little bit lighter. But let's talk about why that bothers people, because there is one glaring reason, and I do agree with that. And that happens to be the retail price of this fragrance. Let's talk about what the retail price is if you don't already know. This is the 50 ml, the 1.7 ounce, the smallest bottle you can get other than a sample, and this retails for about $345. Did you hear that? The small bottle is $345. But what do we get if we want to get the bigger bottle, right? What do we get if we want to get the 100 ml, the 3.4 ounce? Then you're kind of in the, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Then you're in the ballpark of $470. Did you hear that? $470 for the 100 ml. Now, once again, that's expensive. This is an expensive brand. Creed, you know, is known as one of the highest class fragrances. You know, there's another argument. The older bottles had better performance and the newer batches have been watered down. I don't know if you believe that, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have vintage batches. All I have is this is like a media, I don't know when this was, 2017 maybe? Probably considered a new batch. But what I will say, for the performance and the longevity and the projection, $470 sounds absolutely ridiculous for this. But here's where you have to battle it. The smell of this is amazing. The smell, is that worth the price? Maybe. For me, it is. For the projection and the longevity and the performance, it's not worth the price. So it puts you kind of in a weird situation. That being said, that was retail prices. You can find this fragrance, I would say, in the low to high $200 range on discounter sites, even maybe cheaper in fragrance groups. You probably trade for it. That's a whole different topic. But I would say that if you can get this fragrance for the 50 ml, the 1.7 ounce, for $200 and under, I would say it's a really good buy and do it 100%. If it's over $200 or over like $250, I don't know, you might have to pass on it. The only way I would say get it, get a sample first, and if you absolutely just love that sample and that aquatic saltiness just strikes you like it did me, then I would say go out and just say whatever, screw it, buy a full bottle, right? But if you don't like to say, overall, I will say this will always be in my personal warm weather rotation of a fragrance. I just love it so much. And like I said, there's a couple tweaks you could do to this. Adjust the price, lower it a little bit, make it a little bit more beefy with the longevity, add a natural musk, and you have one of the best aquatic, fruity marine fragrances of all time, and nothing will stand in the way of this. Is that worth it currently in this formulation? Is the price versus the projection and longevity worth it? I don't know. For me, it is. That's something that you are gonna have to figure out on your own. Did you hear what I said? I said for you.
That's gonna be up to you, buddy.
I dig it. I'm gonna do like probably 5 more sprays. I'm gonna go get some drive-through ice cream in a second. Hopefully they can smell me when I drive through getting my butterscotch sundae. It's not even Sunday. Why do they call a sundae a sundae? Does anybody know that? Comment that down below. Why would you call ice cream sundae a sundae? Where did that come from? Why not ice cream Saturday? Unless Sunday doesn't pertain to days of the week. I'm out.